Hi, welcome to Todd's Tips. I'm Todd Barsness, a full-time voiceover talent, and Todd's Tips is a feature of VO Marketing Pro. Now, if you'd like more information about VO Marketing Pro or anything else related to voiceover, just visit our Facebook page, website, or contact us via email. The links are located here. This is Todd's Tips. The umbrella name of this video is Todd's Tips, but we've been focusing on Todd's do's and don'ts, things that I do and don't in my small business of voiceover. And these are things that you can apply to your voiceover business or maybe business in general if you're not a voiceover talent. And my hope is that you'll just take the time to think these things through, not quickly just apply them to yourself. They might not apply, or quickly just dismiss them, because I think most of them can be applied. Demond, our audiovisual producer, always puts these caveats just so that you know you need to do your business your way. I do my business my way. Everybody's unique, but there are some things that are just standard business practices, some things that can be applied. And so take the time to think about that, even though those caveats might put me in a little bit of a different situation than you. So our do or don't today is a do, and it is really related to this week in my voiceover business. We're videotaping this, filming this, the first week of May of the year 2023, and I've had a really good year so far. I reached $100,000 back a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago, I guess, and that's the fastest I've ever done it. That said, here's my do or don't. It is a do. I do still have times when I feel like flailing. I do still have times when I feel like flailing. What do I mean by flailing? Well, here's the definition of flailing. Moving about randomly and wildly, or making desperate attempts to respond to a challenge. That's flailing. I think that's a great definition of flailing. Moving about randomly and wildly or making desperate attempts to respond to a challenge. Flailing in business is the worst thing you can do, but it's one of the most natural things you can do. When, despite your best efforts, things aren't going as planned and the proverbial business stone or rock that you're trying to roll up the hill feels like it's stuck, or maybe it's starting to roll back down on you and you feel like you're going to be crushed. It's easy to move about randomly or wildly and start running around like a chicken with your head cut off. That's one of the most natural things you can do. Every small business owner, no matter how successful they are, is tempted to flail when things take a downturn. Me this week, what I shoot for is $6,000 a week. That puts me at right around the $300,000 a year mark. And the last 3 years, I've been over that. Last year, I was $331,000. So when things go backwards, if you will, and I don't make that, especially when it's slow 2 weeks in a row, I start to go, uh-oh, what's going on? But those business owners who keep their heads and make sound business decisions, not decisions made on based on feelings or circumstances, they're the ones that stay in the game and win. Now into my 13th year, I'm typically about as busy as I want with voiceover jobs. And my track record of success should put my mind at ease. But with weeks like this one, instead I'm thinking, I wonder if the sky is falling. You're tempted to flail. But cooler heads must prevail. I need to go back to working my simple business plan that works. Maybe a tweak here or there, but keeping my wits about me and not flailing. So, practically, what did I do this week? Well, I was just over $4,000. So I was $2,000 under what I want to be. What did I do? Well, instead of, because I'm so busy, saying, well, I can't do that audition or that audition, I just did a lot more auditioning. I did a bunch of auditions on voices.com. I did more proposals on Upwork.
Good.
I had my wife Becky get back with some warm clients and also some warm responses that I've had, and then some clients that had gone cold. I had worked with them for a couple of 3 years. So she gotten back in front of maybe 15 of those. Nothing back, but you never know.
Yet.
Also, I did a couple of other things. My prices on Fiverr are high compared to a lot of people. And because I've been busy with direct email marketing and voices and Upwork and things like that, I've kept them high, but they're higher than most people. And so I lowered them a little bit this week. We'll see what happens. And
because you were busy, because you were so busy.
Because I was busy before and I didn't want to have a lot of extra work. And I wanted to make sure I culled out any lower paying clients, especially on Fiverr. Mm-hmm. So that's why I've lowered them a little bit, because I want to get the pump primed a bit. And lastly, and this is really hard. It's hard for me. Maybe it's not for you. I'm talking about you that are watching. And if it isn't hard for you, good for you. But one of the things I've been trying to do, and this is what I call them mini vacations. I don't take a lot of long week vacations. Once a year, we take a week vacation as a family. But what I try to do is take mini vacations, just things like, I'm just going to go for a walk. I'm not busy. I'm going to go for a drive. I'm going to go do something I want to do. Usually I'm really busy, and so I just don't have those opportunities. So what I'm trying to do is instead of flailing, work that business plan, do the things that I normally don't have time for during busy weeks to try to prime the pump, and then just relax and enjoy a little bit of time off. I've had many years now where I don't mean to, say something bad, but I've kind of worked like a dog, and I don't get many vacations. And so I just decided this week to say, just relax. We'll see in a week or so if things continue to go bad. We'll have to, maybe make some other changes. But at this point, we're just holding steady. So hopefully that helps you to make sure that that I still have that temptation to flail. You, I know, have that temptation. We talk so much about that. I'm sure you feel like that it's you're by yourself. Things aren't working out. It's just so easy to say, I got to do something. You just do all sorts of stuff. That's where
I think it shows that you're human. That not that everybody looks at you like, oh, Todd's just this amazing figure, but you make a lot of money in voiceover. You're in the top 1% of voiceover earners. And the fact that you still have to deal with that, it's not just all sunshine and daisies. And it doesn't matter that even, people like me who are newer to it and don't make a lot of money, all the way up to people like you, still have those thoughts. So those are still things that are happening. So anyway. And just so you know, I'm trying to make $6,000 a week. You might say, if I made $6,000 1 week in 1 year, I would be so happy. I would never forget that. Well, I've been in that spot where I remember watching big earners making $5,000-$6,000 in a week, and I'd say, I'll never do that. But if I could just make $2,000 this week, and then you make it, and you start to more plan on that and expect it. And when you have that income that's continually just meeting and exceeding your expectations, you get used to that, and there's a temptation. And so I wanted to just bring this to you, Hudson, and to the rest of the good folks, just to be able to say, this happens to everybody. And I'm sure it happens to you. It might happen to you multiple times in a week. So just relax, make sure you get a good business plan, make sure that you're talking to somebody. Do I have a good business plan? And right now, I don't want to keep going on and on, but I don't charge for coaching. The boys for VO Marketing Pro have offered my services for the time being free of charge. If we can fit in a Zoom call, I'm happy to spend a little time. I'm not going to probably say all sorts of, you got to do this, you got to do this. I'd probably just listen to what you have to say, what you're doing, and see if there's maybe a few things that would come to my mind. Just maybe somebody to talk to, bounce some things off of. So there you go. Well, thanks for that.
You bet.
That's helpful.
Thanks a lot for joining me for Todd's Tips. And if you'd like more information about VO Marketing Pro or anything else related to VO, the links are listed here.